Hello everybody, this is Monty with Flowers by the Bunch. Today we're going to make a fun arrangement using some ornamental peppers. I pulled hot fun colors to go with them, but I thought we would use those to make this really fun arrangement. Watch as we put this together. Today I'm going to work with this fun container that I picked up from an estate sale. I personally, when I go to estate sales as a floral designer, I'm always looking for something that will hold flowers. And so this to me was just perfect. It's the perfect color green that's neutral enough that would work for any design. And I thought we would use this today. So I am going to use a little bit of fresh floral foam. So this is a block of floral foam that has been soaked. Always soak your floral foam first. Don't ever design with floral foam before it's soaked, okay? It's very, very important. I cut it in half, and actually that's a little too large. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the corners off of my foam. So I'm just using my floral knife, and I'm taking all of those points off that foam. There we go. That's going to fit right down into my container. Now what I will do is I will take the other half of the foam and drop it back into a bucket of water so that it will stay fresh. If you ever allow that floral foam to dry out, you can't reuse it. It won't re-soak. So it's important to keep it wet. I'm going to take a little bit of waterproof tape, and I am going to tape my foam into place. So I'm just going to come across in two directions. Now it's so important that when you're using floral foam that you tape it into place. You don't want your arrangement to fall apart. So just be sure that your mechanics are well put together. So there is my foam in place, and it's just been taped right in. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a little parvifolia eucalyptus. I love this because it's just so airy and pretty. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take it and break it into small pieces and go all the way around in this arrangement. Now I'm not really too worried about making sure that my foam is covered. I've got lots of flowers, so I will be sure to cover the foam with my flowers. All right, so there's our eucalyptus. Look at how fun and whimsical it is. Next we're gonna come in, let's see. I've got so many beautiful flowers today. So in just a few weeks, I am hosting a shower, and it's going to be Let's Talk About Love. And so it's just going to be kind of a taco themed party where we're going to have all kinds of tacos and nachos and all kinds of yummy, delicious food, but I want it to go with really hot colors. And so I've got these green centered sunflowers, and let's see, let's go ahead and start with these because they're large. So I'm going to start, let's see, I'm going to start with cutting my stem at an angle and tucking in my sunflower. I kind of tucked it off center. I'm going to take a second bloom. Aren't those sunflowers so fun? I really like different types of sunflowers, and y'all, they come in tons of varieties. I don't know if you knew that, but sunflowers don't have to come with little dark centers. They can come green centered, or they can also come with lots of different colored petals. So like oranges, and even in kind of reddish purpley colors. Really, really fun. All right. Next, let's see what's next. Let's use some heart roses, red heart roses. So I have some beautiful red heart roses. Now, if you've watched me for any amount of time, the red heart rose is my favorite variety, and it's just strictly because it has a really large petal count. So when they open a lot like a garden rose. So they open really big and showy, which to me is so much fun. I like a big fluffy rose. They are a darker red than the average. So like a Freedom rose comes more of a bright red, but a heart rose comes a deeper, darker red color. What I'm doing here is removing any of the petals, the outer petals that don't look pretty. Just go ahead and pop those off. And I am just tucking those roses. They're pretty deep in this arrangement. I want them to kind of cover my base where I don't have tons of foliage. You see me not wiring these roses, and it's just strictly because I'm cutting them really short and tucking them deep into the arrangement. So I'm not worried about them not being able to drink enough water because their stems are fairly short. And we're just putting flowers all the way around in this arrangement. I'm going to use one more stem. All right, so there's our pretty red roses all the way around. Next, we're going to come in with a little solidago. So we have beautiful solidago aster. You know, you've seen me design before. Solidago is my go-to filler. So I'm going to take that stem, I'm going to strip off the foliage, and I am going to break the stem and tuck it in. And I'm just kind of going all the way through this arrangement with that solidago. The red and yellow is already so pretty, isn't it? They're very complementary colors. Okay, there we go. There's our solidago all the way through. Next, we will come in with some deep purple stock. We got in such beautiful flowers this week. So this is just a really pretty deep purple stock. Now stock comes in lots of colors, fuchsia and purple and lavender and white and shades of pink, just lots of pretty colors, peach, yellow. And so I thought purple was perfect with red. Again, I'm pulling off a little bit of the greenery on the stem. Next, we will come in with some orange spray roses. So you see these hot colors, the oranges and the reds and the yellows, which to me just are so pretty together. So I am going to take and I am going to cut the individual blooms off the stem, especially if they have long enough stems. Now these two are fairly short, so I just left them together. I love the Orange Babe spray roses. I like them in most arrangements, unless it's a pastel arrangement, but I do think the orange is so pretty and just a really happy color. All right, so there's our Orange Babe spray roses. So I kind of have them all the way throughout the arrangement. Maybe another one right there. All right, so there's our little Orange Babe spray roses tucked in. Let's see, what else did I choose? Look at these yellow ranunculus. So all the flowers you see me working with today came from a company called Budsy. And we purchase, I would say, about 95% to 98% of all of our flowers from Budsy. Look at these ranunculus. They are amazing. Now, if I were to choose a flower today, my favorite would be the ranunculus. It has so many really pretty petals, and it almost looks like ruffles on a little girl's dress. Just such pretty blooms. So what I'm going to do with my ranunculus is I'm going to leave that stem a little long. I want it to have a little bit of whimsy in this arrangement. That stem may be a little large, but we'll play with it and see. Now you can wire ranunculus. I don't often wire them. And I will say that they're a little more of a short-lived flower. They don't live a long time. But they do add something to an arrangement. They are so lovely. And look at these sweet little buds. Sweet little buds. And so anytime they have buds and you can use them, go ahead and use them as another flower or insertion into the arrangement. All right, and let's tuck these 2 little buds in. So there's our ranunculus. I think I used 5 stems. But you see how I didn't need tons of greenery to cover up the foam, that the flowers are really doing a great job of covering up my mechanics. All right, so there are our ranunculus, spray roses, orange babe, the heart roses, the red heart roses, purple stock, solidago, and the yellow or green centered sunflowers. All right, let's see what's next. I have some purple Lizzianthus. Again, Lizzie is so pretty. It's up there with favorites. Really, it's too hard to choose a favorite. It really is. There are too many beautiful flowers. Okay, the one thing I really like about Lizzie, kind of like the ranunculus, they do have lots of little buds, which are really fun to use and to give us a lot of whimsy. I'm going to trim this one ranunculus down back here because he's sticking out. And so I love Lizzianthus for that reason, because you have so many small pieces that you can add to an arrangement, especially in bridal work, because it gives us that little bit of movement and whimsy in an arrangement. And I do like the fact that this is a little bit of a different colored purple than the stock, and so it just kind of adds a little bit more dimension and a little bit more color. I think purple is always a perfect choice for fall. I know it's great for summer and spring and all the things, but I love in the fall with all the autumn flowers and all the autumn colors to add just a pop of purple. For some reason, it just really adds a lot to an arrangement. And let's use one more stem. I have the sweetest friend who, she actually grows flowers. She has a flower farm and she grows Lizzianthus, and it's always a really fancy Lizzianthus. This Lizzie is not anywhere close to as fancy as hers is, but it is the most beautiful flower growing. It's so lush and so pretty. And of course she cuts hers later than we received Lizzie, because it doesn't travel well being completely open. Oh, it's so pretty. So pretty. All right, the next flower we're going to use are some of these really pretty burgundy daisy mums. So in the fall, burgundy's really a perfect fall color. And so a lot of the time we will order a case that has mixed blooms of autumn mums, and it might be cushion daisy novelty, so it might be buttons and it might be daisies and it might be cushion mums, but these are sweet little burgundy daisies. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some snips and I'm going to cut it in half. I want to be able to use several pieces from one stem. These have tiny little stems for each individual flower, and so it's hard to pull an individual flower off because it's not got a long enough stem. But if you'll use snips instead of a knife, you're not going to pop heads off. The heads will pop off pretty easily. So I'm just taking a couple of pieces. There we go. So I have 3 insertions here. 1, 2, 3. It's really nice if you can use a flower that you can take apart and be able to use it throughout an arrangement like this. You feel like your money went a little bit further. Okay, so there's our pretty mums. And here comes the reason I chose to make this arrangement. So we got in these really fun ornamental peppers. And so what's funny is Owen decided that he needed to try one. Well, they're hot peppers, just in case you were wondering. They are hot. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take my little peppers. Look at this. Look how fun, and all the colors. So this has an orange, a green, and a couple of red peppers. So I'm just going to take it and cut it apart, kind of like I did my mom. And we're just going to nestle these little peppers right down into this arrangement. So you can see why I think that this would be the perfect arrangement for my fun little couples shower. Let's talk about love. But look how sweet these peppers are. They're so fun. Now we don't get these often, usually only in the fall. But it's just kind of fun and different. And I like that. I really like to be able to do something a little different. Not do the same old, same old. Our fun little hot arrangement. And there is our finished product. Look at all those hot colors, including those fun ornamental peppers. Now again, the flowers we used were the green centered sunflowers. I used red heart roses, orange babe spray roses, yellow ranunculus, yellow solidago, purple stock, purple lizzie, yellow, let's see, solidago, and then our peppers and our burgundy colored mums. And it is so pretty and so happy and so much fun. Guys, be sure to tell me, what do you think about this arrangement? If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up. And if you have questions about how we do things here at Flowers by the Bunch, you know you can always ask. We would love to answer your questions. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that little bell right down below, and it'll give you notifications for when we have new videos. Thanks guys, have a great day, and we will see you soon.